Hello Wildcats, I'm Hunter Nelson.
And I'm Evan Berger. In today's episode, we will be checking out how our Wildcats are performing in lacrosse, running on the track, swinging on the diamond, and stirring up a racket on the tennis courts.
I like what you did there, Evan. We'll also check in with our favorite sandwich connoisseur, Sully, then get a chance to catch up with a couple of our softball stars, and we'll even get a glimpse into some of the things to come for a couple of our spring sports. So Wildcat Nation, without further ado, welcome to the Wildcat Rewind.
On Thursday, April 16th, the boys lacrosse team took home field against the Notre Dame Academy Tritons. The boys had a rough start in the first quarter, but were able to put up some goals on the board, making it 7-1 at halftime. When time expired, the United walked away with the win, 12-3. The following Monday, the United would take on a top 3 team in the state, the Waunakee Warriors. This would be the United's biggest game of the year so far. Both teams traded goals back and forth in the first quarter, but Waunakee slowly started to pull away. The score was 12-2 at the half, and then 15-3 when the smoke cleared. Defensively, the boys had their hands full, but standout players of the game were sophomore Evan Berger and junior Dane Willis. The United looked to bounce back on the 22nd against Oneida and the 24th against Kettle Moraine. Let's catch up with Sully as he indulges in some delicious sandwich.
God, I hate boring sports. Hockey, cross country, water polo, lacrosse. You know the most boring sport of them all? Soccer. Just 80 minutes of running around doing nothing. I would say soccer is one redeeming quality. You know what that is? The most exciting thing in all of sports? Goalkeeping.
Hello Wildcats, I'm Liam Sullivan. Welcome back to Sammy's with Sully. And today we're here with varsity goalkeeper, Sophie Kauka. All right. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Never better. All right, let's get things rolling here. So my first question for you today is, what do you think is the biggest difference for you, like in a normal day practice, from like a goalkeeper to like a normal position player?
I'd say we don't have as much technical stuff. Like they'll be like practicing they'll do a warm up with like kind of like passing or like dribbling or something. Well, me and like the other goalkeepers are warming up, and then during the drills, we're usually obviously playing goalkeeper, so just like we have less work, I guess, because like we're kind of just in one area while everyone else is like moving around all over the place.
So would you say your practices are like a lot easier?
I wouldn't say they're easier, but they're like not like as tiring, I feel like, as if I was like a striker or something like that.
All right. What would you say your goals are for your team for the rest of the season?
I'd say, we want to finish out strong. We've only had 2 games so far, but I'd say just like continue to like work together and like build off each other, because we've gotten like really better at like working together instead of like working as like own like players. So working together and then just winning, beating like big teams.
Yeah. What would you say the most difficult jump has been from being a sophomore in your first year on varsity to becoming an upperclassman?
I'd say like people look up to me more now, and just like overall being like a better role model, like yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's just like a little more pressure now, because like I'm like older now, so like more.
Yeah, as a fellow varsity athlete myself, I really resonate with that. And so today, we got Jimmy John's. We just went classic #1. I don't even know what it is. I think I just got what you got.
Oh, ham, cheese, and lettuce and mayo.
Heck yeah. All right. I mean, I thought it was pretty good, but I honestly think Jersey Mike's is better. I don't know if it's my favorite. Like, it's kind of just like, it's a little dry.
That's true. But like, I've never had Jersey Mike's, so like,
It is.
I don't know how to compare them, but I think it's a pretty good sub.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's all right. You want to get a close up? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I feel like I needed, like, some more mayo on it. But I think overall I'd give that, like, I'm going to give it, like, a C.
Oh, I thought you were going to do, like, numbers.
Oh. Sorry.
It's okay. Maybe, like, an A. It's pretty good.
If you had to give it a numerical. Like
A numerical? I'd say probably, like, a solid 7.5.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, what do you think the hardest part about being a goalkeeper is that, like, most people can't, like, really tell from the stands?
I think mentally is the mental aspect of it is the hardest thing because, like you're, like, the last person there to, like, stop them from, like, getting a goal. And just, like when they score, just, like, the feeling of, like, defeat kind of, it, like, sucks. But, like, just, like, you gotta keep your head up. So I think that's the hardest part because, like, even though, like, you just, like, let a goal in, like, you still have to, like, keep playing through it because, like, there's still, like, a whole game because, like, the games are long. So just, like, staying, like, mentally there for the whole 90 minutes or 80 minutes, I would say is the hardest part.
Like, after you get, like, a big save, like, do you have, like, a celebration you hit? Do you go, like, like the
No.
lockdown? No, you just, like...
No, maybe I should start doing that, though.
Maybe you should. And then for our last one, like, how long have you been, like, playing soccer?
Probably since I was, like, 5.
Have you always been a goalkeeper?
Yeah, I think so.
Have you ever fallen asleep mid-game?
No.
No?
There's been times where I've, like, sat down because, like, I was so bored back there. Because, like, my team's just so good, you know?
Oh yeah.
So I kind of just, like, sat down because, like, what else should I do?
You've never dozed off or, like, zoned out?
Probably yawned a few times, but never, like, fully fallen asleep.
You ever play a full game where they're just down on the other team's side the whole time and you're just sitting
Yeah.
there for 80 minutes?
Yeah.
And you've never been, like, sleepy or about to doze off?
Felt sleepy, but I never, like, fell asleep.
Huh.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate everything you do out there on the field and when you eat these sandwiches. All right. Thanks. Back to you guys.
Looks good, Sully. On the 16th, the Wildcat softball team traveled to Neenah to face off against the Rockets. After a tough fight, the Wildcats fell short 6-3. Avery Tritt pitched a complete game with 4 strikeouts, and Colleen Fitzpatrick had 2 hits for the Cats. Then on the 18th, the Wildcats welcomed Beaver Dam for a doubleheader, where they split the series. We saw balls sent into orbit by both Izzy Kramer and Leah Lipinski, and a dominant performance on the mound by both Kramer and Tritt. Now let's get it over to IT and Liam for the players of each game on Saturday.
Hi, Wildcats. I'm Itarian Balky.
And I'm Izzy Kramer.
Izzy Kramer has a Wildcat Player of the Game here on this very, very cold morning. So, Izzy, how did you and your teammates, how did they set you up for success?
I think their constant support and belief in everybody, in each other, just helps us all be confident and do the best every play of the game.
Perfect. What is something that you put into your game that some people might not see behind the scenes?
I think all of our practices, we have open gyms that every Tuesday and Thursday morning before school. The extra hitting we always do, and all the work we do on the diamond, just all the extra effort we put in makes us sets us up for success.
All right. Finally, I got for you here. Take me through that biggest play of that game, that biggest moment. What was going through your head when you hit that home run?
Honestly, since it's so windy and the wind's blowing in today, I did not think it was going over. But when I saw it go over, I was just so happy to contribute to my team and the success that we had today.
All right, last one I got for you here, kind of off the script, but when you're rounding third, what's that one celebration that you could hit? No contact at all.
Probably like a dab or something. I did that last year. It's pretty cool.
All right, perfect. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hello, Wildcats. I'm Liam Sullivan. We're here out on the Diamond. It's bone cold out here. And who am I here with?
Leah Lipinski.
All right, you are the player of the game for Game 2 of the doubleheader. And so our first question is, every time you step up to the plate, are you more of a contact hitter, or do you just look to hit bombs every time you step up?
Trying to make solid contact.
With having a doubleheader, how does that change your team's routine and how you go about things?
I don't really think it changes too much, just not doing pregame before a second one.
And then my last question for you is, when you're rounding the bases after you hit a nuke, if you could hit one celebration, no consequences, what would you do?
I don't know. That's a good question. I'd have to think about that.
All right, thank you.
Nice job, ladies. On Friday the 17th, the boys baseball team took on the Appleton West Terrors, with the game going into extra innings being tied 2-2. The Wildcats took the lead 3-2. And with Appleton West not wanting to accept defeat, the Terrors' prayers were answered by Mother Nature, forcing the game to be finished on May 12th when the Terrors come down to Pepler Field. Next, on Monday, April 20th, the baseball team took on the Neenah Rockets, with the Rockets jumping to a 4-run lead in the second. The Wildcats responded throughout the game, scratching back to win 10-8 after holding on to the lead in the seventh. Senior Caleb Lee had a game as he led the Wildcats, going 2 for 4 and with 2 runs batted in. Now, it's time to see what this year's baseball team has in store for us.
The Wildcat baseball team is coming off a season where they improved to an 8-11-1 record under Coach Atwood in his first year, and they are looking to improve again this season. Let's have a chat with Wyatt Martin about the first 2 games.
All right, who am I here with today?
Wyatt Martin.
And what position are you playing? What grade are you in?
I play a little of everything, but I'm mainly a catcher.
Okay.
I'm a sophomore.
Okay. The first 2 games haven't quite gone your way this baseball season. What are your feelings about that?
Yeah, it sucks, but, we just are happy to get out and compete.
Okay. And then what do you think the key to bouncing back here? You guys got a game tomorrow. What is the key to bouncing back from those 2 games?
Just have lots of energy, gain the momentum, and just put together a complete 7 innings.
Sounds good.
Let's introduce some more players. Avery Zmazlowski is a pitcher committed to UW-Stevens Point and was one of the best pitchers, if not the best, for the Wildcats last season and is looking to improve even more this season. Evan Johnson is a senior catcher who has a great start to the season, being voted player of the game against Appleton North. Kate Hiveman is a sophomore pitcher and infielder who caught the attention of Max Preps this offseason with his 90-mile-an-hour fastball at a showcase this spring.
On Friday, April 17th, the boys tennis team stayed home to take on some tough opponents for the Neenah Invite. The boys started off playing Middleton and fell 5-2. They then took on some tough matches against Homestead and Brookfield East, where they lost 4-3 and 6-1. Saturday morning, the boys headed up to Neenah, but played hard and unfortunately fell 7-0 and also fell 5-2 to Eau Claire Memorial. The boys had some hard losses, but are ready to bounce back this upcoming week. Good luck, boys. Now, let's take a look at the rest of the tennis season.
So how do you feel about being the new head coach this season?
I'm really excited for it. I think Mr. Curtis helped transition me into it very well. So I'm super excited about the season and super excited about our new assistant coach, Aaron Jorgensen, starting as well.
So how are you looking to approach this upcoming season?
I'm looking to hopefully be relatively competitive within the conference and the state, hopefully, as well as bring some nice and good old fun to the sport.
So how do you think the team will perform overall this season?
I have high expectations. I'm hoping for at least the top 3 finish in conference.
Right. Hey, I'm Alex.
And I'm Cole.
And today we'll be interviewing Cole Staffacre about tennis. Cole, how do you feel about singles 1 this season?
I feel pretty good going into it. I know I've been working hard in the off season. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a successful season, but I know it's going to take hard work and determination throughout, so I'm just going to make sure I have a positive mindset, and I think it's going to go well.
How do you feel about transitioning from doubles 1 to singles 1?
I feel pretty good about it. This year my partner is gone. I don't have a partner anymore, so I wanted to switch over to singles, and I played singles before, so I feel good about it. And doubles last year was fun, but I think I'm a little better at singles, so I'm excited for that.
And what are your goals for this upcoming season?
Well, last year I made it to state for doubles, so my goal is to make it to state for singles, and overall try to be over 500 as a record and just win as much as I can, hopefully, and play hard and have fun.
I'm Logan. I'm here with Isaiah. And Isaiah, how do you feel going your sophomore season after a successful varsity season as a freshman?
Yeah, it's been pretty good. It is weird being the only underclassman, but it's been good. Freshman was pretty good, went to sectionals, but lost there, so hoping to improve this year.
All right, sounds good. And what goals do you have this season?
Definitely to finish better what I did last season and finish on like a winning percentage instead of a losing percentage.
Sounds great. Thank you.
I'm Logan.
Yeah.
I'm Reed.
I'm Cap. How do you guys feel being one of this year?
I'm really excited for it. I played 3 doubles my freshman year. He played exhibition, and then we both played 2 doubles all the last years. And we're just excited. We put in a lot of work, and we got some high aspirations this year.
It's great. What are your goals this season?
I'm looking forward to having a good record this year, playing well against some teams that we've met up before, and just overall putting our best in every match and making sure we do great this year.
On Monday the 20th, the girls' track team stayed home to showcase their abilities on the home track. 2 familiar faces showed their talents in the short distance, with Sydney Nelson taking first in the 100 with a time of 12.9 seconds, and Kylie Trebold taking first in the 200 with a time of 26.16. Sydney Nelson also took first in the 100-meter hurdles, finishing with a time of 14.5 seconds. Abby Tersha then carried that first-place streak farther in the 800, finishing with a time of 2 minutes and 29 seconds. Another first place was secured by Haley Huller in the 3200 meter with a time of 12 minutes and 8.8 seconds, followed by Coraline Strebelinski coming in second. Together with their teammates Abby and Kylie, Coraline and Haley then took first in the 4x800 meter relay with a time of 10 minutes and 27.2 seconds. Another successful relay was run by Kiana Turner, Sammy Pansky, Natalia Okra, and Emma Liebergen, placing first with a time of 51.5 in the 4x100. Emma Liebergen then went on to secure a first place in the triple jump, jumping 35 feet and 5 inches. Switching lanes, we move to the boys' team.
The boys' track team was home Monday the 20th, competing in a tri-meet against Appleton East and Kaukauna. In the 100-meter dash, Dylan McDonald placed first, running an 11:26, running straight into the wind, also taking second in the 200 with a 23.44. In the 400, Carson Chowinski took first place with a personal best of 52.82. For the field events, Colton Searles stole the show, jumping over 12 feet, taking first. Unfortunately, West took third in the try with 59 points. Great job, boys, and good luck at Monona Grove meet this Friday.
That's all we have today at the Wildcat Rewind. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day, and
Go Wildcats!